Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 11th episode of the Maritime Wrestletime podcast. That's right, the best source of wrestling news, whether it be WWE, AW, NXT, or others. You know where to find it, right here, Maritime Wrestletime. Zach, Patty, how you guys doing?
Good. Doing good.
Doing good. Had a great wrestling week, so let's get it going.
That's right, that's right. Quick rundown of what we will talk about today. Obviously, we have our Smackdown and Raw. We have some stuff for NXT. Zach's got the biggest wrestling news ever with the AEW. And then I will be doing a bad booking segment. And then Patty will have the creative team quarter for the day. And that is it. You guys ready to get into it?
Sir.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So, Smackdown. Jey Uso basically acted like a 5-year-old having a tantrum the entire time. Attacking Otis, attacking Daniel Bryan, and then fighting with Kevin Owens. Are they like burying Jey Uso? Because that's kind of what it feels like they're doing right now, and I don't know why.
I wouldn't say that they're burying him. I would just say that maybe they're just trying to get him, like they're trying to make him the bad guy and trying to push him to where he like nobody likes him kind of thing. Where because I just have a feeling that when Jimmy comes back that they will be kind of like a faction, I guess you could say, with 3 people, but. Yeah, I feel like they're just kind of because they have to do something with Roman, so I feel like they're just kind of filling. I guess you could say Jey Uso is really a filler, where Roman Reigns doesn't really have to do a bunch of work per se. Where he kind of just says, Jay, if they respect us, you do something about it. You do something about it. I don't want to do it. You do something about it before I do. Like. Kind of, he's trying to make Jay at his level when they're just trying too hard, and they're probably gonna do which I'm kind of hoping a Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the belt. I would like Kevin Owens to fight for the belt. That'd be pretty cool to kind of be in that championship contending again. But I guess we'll see what happens.
I had this weird theory where. Whenever Jimmy decides to come back, they're gonna make it look where Jey Uso is the weaker brother, and then Jimmy's gonna come in and actually start beating people up.
I could see that.
Zach, thoughts?
I'm just trying to think of what the Mania match is gonna be. I've been trying to wrap my head around what it could be and what it should be, and I have no idea. On Raw, you can kind of put anyone against Drew McIntyre, and you could kind of make whoever beat him credible. I have no idea who you would put against Roman to beat him that'd be credible. So, if it is Kevin Owens, fine, but I'm not sure. Well, I guess I'll have to wait and see, because I always wait for the Rumble, because the Rumble can pretty much tell us what kind of matches we have going on for Mania. So
it's true, very true.
Let's just wait and see on this one, I guess, because I'm curious to see how Roman even goes over. If he wins WrestleMania or not, we'll have to see. But the Rumble is going to determine a lot this year. There's 2 champions right now, and we don't really know who will be their challengers will be.
Yep.
I think that if we go to Raw just quick, I think that the AJ Styles Drew McIntyre championship match is a filler match. Because I think Drew's going to win because he needs to have that good wrestling match versus someone. And then, we go into the Rumble finding out who he faces at Mania, or maybe the other way around. So, I don't know. I think we got to wait and see.
Yeah, fair point. Moving on. There was an interesting tag team match that happened on SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode faced off against the Street Profits, where Ziggler and Roode actually ended up pinning the champs for a non-title match.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything mean about them, but like at the same time, I'm just kind of like tired of seeing Dolph Ziggler always getting like, I don't know, like a chance. I just want them to bring somebody up. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I just see Dolph Ziggler just too much.
You heard it here, folks. Patty doesn't want Dolph to get paid.
Yeah, Patty is done with Dolph Ziggler.
That's right.
I didn't say done.
Boycott Dolph.
They were just like, okay, like the thing with the Drew McIntyre, like where you got a championship match. Like I don't understand anything why they did with that. Like I guess it was an all right match. It was all right, but the match was too close. Like it was way too close, and like
I'm tired of seeing Dolph Ziggler in tag teams.
That's what I was
that too.
Yeah.
That too. Like it. Sorry, Robert Roode, but like I think that's the only reason why I think he is in one is because I don't have anything else to do with Robert Roode. Like that's literally the only
Which is
thing.
sad.
That's what I think. But
because he was so big,
he's
in
really
NXT,
good.
But
this is a point that I was going to bring up later, but I kind of feel like I have to bring it now.
Yeah.
Remember a time when there used to be wrestlers that could make a name for themselves as a U.S. champ or an Intercontinental champ?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sammy is the exception right now because Sammy's got an amazing character and he deserves to be Intercontinental champion.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, doesn't it seem odd that, like, the U.S. championship, Bobby Lashley is in a faction? Remember those days when MVP was U.S. champ and the guys that would beat him or have regular matches with them would have like a three match pay-per-views, like where, you know, I can remember that for the U.S. belt, and I don't understand why it's still like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, remember, like, I was thinking of this the other day when John Cena beat the Big Show for the U.S. title. That's probably one of the best matches on the WrestleMania card.
Mm-hmm.
They were booking it the right way. They made John go over because he needed some credibility. But like he wrestled with the U.S. title for a while, and you face guys like Carlito, who was a great champion. You face guys like Booker T. You know, not necessarily main event guys, but guys that could get a spotlight as a U.S. champ or an Intercontinental champ.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, to me, like we're talking about Dolph Ziggler and Roode. Like, to me, wouldn't you want to see Dolph Ziggler versus Robert Roode for a U.S. belt or an Intercontinental belt for like 2 matches or 2 or 3 pay-per-view matches?
I can see it. I can definitely see it.
So why are they booking the U.S. title in factions now? That to me does not make any sense. Should literally stop putting the belts on factions, first of all, and start putting it on wrestlers that work well, like a Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and even like just thinking about it, like if you were to put the U.S. title on anybody in the Hurt Business, wouldn't it be Cedric Alexander? Like, or even Shelton Benjamin. I would put Shelton Benjamin U.S. champ before Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, see, it makes more sense for Bobby Lashley to go after the main title.
Yeah. It legitimizes the faction more.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you could have Sami Zayn right now, who has like the best heel character, go up against a Ricochet and for 3 matches, and people would love it.
Yeah, but then who's going to face Slapjack?
But like, see, like I was thinking about Retribution the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to see Mustafa Ali win an Intercontinental Championship belt.
Mm-hmm.
But he should have won one already as a singles guy.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of upset about that. Like, when Miz was champion and he was fighting Ziggler, those were good matches.
Yep.
And like, I feel like Rey Mysterio could probably still have a good Intercontinental Championship match. You know, just small stuff, but make a huge difference. Like, I don't want to see Bobby Lashley be U.S. champ. I want to see Bobby Lashley be big and go up against a champion or a championship match, or just put him against another big guy. That's all you got to do to make the money. I still want to see good technicians, and I don't think we can see that anymore. Vince is putting the belts on the bigger guys. Just how I feel.
Yep.
And I just think that, like, I don't know, you can make more superstars more legitimate by having 3 good pay-per-view matches for a U.S. championship or an Intercontinental championship, and then have someone who's really credible be like, I want to work with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Street Profits keep them together because you brought them brought them up as a tag team. But Ziggler's been like the main card guy for so long. He should still be that. He shouldn't be in a tag team.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. So yeah, we will move on. Bianca Belair had a match with Natalya in which she won, despite Bayley trying to interfere. So it kind of looks like they're setting up this Bayley versus Bianca Belair angle, which I think it's good, but I think it's odd to do it without a title being involved.
I disagree with that point. Disagree just because it finally puts a female match that can be legitimized without a title. Because I've said this a million times, I don't think Brock Lesnar needs to be the champion. I just think that Brock Lesnar needs to be on the card. If he's on the card, people are gonna watch. Bayley's on the card, people are gonna watch. I'm not comparing Brock Lesnar to Bayley in any way. I'm saying that Bayley makes you want to watch a women's match. She's that good. So that's my thing. Put Bayley versus Bianca Belair and have a 3-match pay-per-view. Three pay-per-view matches. So you can get a lot more out of that than you guys can think. Especially to legitimize those two. Oh, not those two, sorry. Bianca.
Definitely. I'm glad Bianca Belair won, and I do hope. I don't know what they're doing with Bayley. Like I'm really confused on what. Like she came out for the thing and like for the match, and then she was like I don't know. She was trying to have a feud with Bianca Belair, and then she was trying to help Natalya, and then I was like, oh, okay, like what's going on? And like her losing first in Survivor Series. Oh, that. Anyways, so I don't know what I hope they're pushing Bianca Belair. I hope this is the start of something. I hope Bayley. I don't know. Like, are they gonna do the same gimmick where Natalya just says that she's the boat, and now Bayley's gonna be like by her side now, or like I don't know what they're doing for the women's division at all.
Yeah, it does.
You know what? I want to say something. Sorry, Alex. I want to say something real quick. You say you don't like it. I actually do like it because for once we have Sasha versus somebody else, so it's going to legitimize Carmella more, and we have Bayley versus Bianca, who's going to legitimize Bianca more. So I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to push their talent here. This is what I wanted to see for the whole time. I want to see Bayley work with somebody that's not one of the 4 horsewomen. I want to see Sasha work with somebody that's not one of the 4 horsewomen. Giving them chances to do well here. And if we want a stronger division, we need to do that. They need to do that.
I definitely agree. I do wish that there was like sort of like an intercontinental U.S. championship for the women, so you could kind of have a third championship, like a third just on somebody instead of just fighting for one and then having the tag teams pretty much just be on Raw. So, I mean,
see, I would love that, but my main problem is that they have such a hard time. I guess
that's my thing.
Balancing out the titles they have now with the women's roster.
Yeah, the roster to me isn't strong enough for that. I think that the tag team belts for the women work in a way. I think that the belts are fine the way they are, because if you put another belt, the roster isn't strong enough, and then you're gonna eventually have matches, and people are gonna be like. You're going to put someone from the 4 horsewomen as a champion in that, and people are going to be like, well, they were world champ for a long time. Why did they even bother with that belt? So I agree that there should be some kind of way, but I think that the way they're doing it right now is the way. Like, you just have to legitimize the rest of the roster by making them face people like Bayley, people like Sasha, just to get them over. Once you got them over, move on.
Definitely agree. last thing I want to talk about with SmackDown, you mentioned briefly, but it was the Sasha and Carmella thing with Sasha attacking Carmella this week, as opposed to the other way around last week, which I think is really good. I think one thing it's showing us is that these two can actually have a decent rivalry, and it not look like Carmella before she took time off. Like I'm really liking this new Carmella character. I think she's playing it well, and
I agree.
I just hope that her in-ring is as good as what we've seen so far from her.
I think that's going to be the one match I'll be looking forward to whenever it happens.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my god, all right, what's Carmella going to do here?
Yeah, it's weird to be excited for a Carmella match, but like that's the case.
It's a Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yep. It's true. So that was SmackDown for this week. A couple interesting things we talked about. Moving on to Raw. Monday Night Raw had a lot of interesting things that happened. Starting off with the Moment of Bliss that featured Randy Orton this week.
It was really good.
Really good. Randy Orton basically saying that Bray Wyatt's weakness being Alexa Bliss, and then going to pick her up, and then Fiend coming out. And that interaction, it was amazing. I thought it was
nice.
I thought it was really well done.
I'm just scared. That now they've hyped up the Fiend, and he's been coming back after the championship loss and everything. And now they might do a thing where, oh, now he has a weakness now, and like I thought the Fiend was supposed to be, nothing could beat him and this and that, but I know they kind of already ruined that. I want to see the match. Obviously, Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton. Obviously, like I'm just the weakness part. I mean, maybe they're kind of like teasing him. Maybe they're kind of like trying to make him think, and then maybe something happens to Alexa. Maybe later on, and
dies.
I'm really excited to see that match.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
I will say about that, I think that they're going to put the Fiend over Randy this time. I really do, and I think they go back. I think of Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, where Bray Wyatt lost Randy Orton. I just think that they're like fixing that mistake with this feud. I think they're fixing it just so that Bray goes over and it makes a little bit more sense in the storyline. I love Randy. He always does good work. Whatever feud he's in, bring it on.
Yeah, I think that the Fiend is going over as well, but I think the whole weakness angle is going to be flipped during the match, in which Alexa Bliss is going to be the reason. Alexa Bliss is going to be the reason that he wins.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the match though, definitely. Next up, we had a really, really interesting and fun match, which was Jeff Hardy versus Elias in a Symphony of Destruction match. I was really impressed by this match, actually. A lot of interesting things that I'd never seen before, because of like the guitars and all that stuff. There was a point where Elias had a guitar pick between his knuckles and punched Jeff Hardy with it and started using it to cut him open and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
that was
It was.
Has there ever been a superstar that has had a match named after them? I feel like without Elias, we wouldn't have these Symphonies of Destruction matches.
Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, like
probably the latter matches with Hardy's and those guys, but
it was a very creative and fun match to watch. They had one cheesy spot where there was like a speaker and Elias put a broken guitar piece into it, and then it started like shocking him, and there was smoke and stuff coming out. I was like, this is kind of cheesy, but I don't know if you saw it. Jeff Hardy did a swanton bomb outside of the ring, in through a table,
Ooh.
Yeah.
But the table was set up right by stairs, and when he landed, it looked like his head hit the stairs really hard.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
like
I remember that.
the way he landed, it looked like Jeff Hardy might have a head injury, but I'm not sure about this. I haven't really looked into it.
Jeff Hardy injured? What?
So
Never see that coming.
hoping all is well with him, but
Yeah, me too. I don't want to laugh at it, but
yeah.
That storyline, I don't know where it's gonna go. Like, are they gonna finally reveal the real person, or like, are they just gonna keep going with this, that he did it, he hit him with the car? Like, what are they gonna do with this?
I think that this is just a storyline.
Yeah.
They're just fighting,
I
and they
feel
were
like
like,
they dropped that
let's just
part
forget.
of it. So
I think honestly, it was a way to get Elias off TV, isn't it? Wouldn't that have made sense? I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's back though. He wrestled a really good match with Jeff, so props to both of them. Okay, next match.
Jeff.
Next match was something kind of interesting. So Slapjack had a match with Ricochet.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the two things that I've noticed from this is, number one, Slapjack seems to be having all of the matches for Retribution for some reason. I don't know why it's just him.
You know who should be wrestling? It should be friggin' Dijakovic. If you're trying to like legitimize the group, it should be Dijakovic.
But it's always Slapjack. And the one thing that I took from this match is Slapjack by himself was not able to defeat Ricochet. It literally took 5 of them to take down Ricochet. Like,
isn't he the superhero?
How strong is your faction if it takes 5 of you to take down one Ricochet?
Yeah, I know. They're not
unless the Ricochet is a bullet, then
yeah. But like, I feel like it takes a bit away from Retribution, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, I think Retribution, like, I don't know what to say about Retribution. How are they going to be booked at the Rumble is a big question.
Yep.
Who is Mustafa actually going to feud with after Ricochet? There's a lot of questions here. I think that the big guy should get more time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Dio Madden was ready for the main roster call-up. I haven't seen him wrestle, first of all. And Dijakovic is a great wrestler, but he's stuck in this gimmick. So why don't you just make him wrestle? Like, why not? What are you trying to get here? I'm not sure. But
it's really disappointing.
Reckoning wrestled though, didn't she finally?
Reckoning did
and
wrestle,
lost her mask.
and she lost. Yeah.
Did she lose her mask?
Yeah, and WWE was pissed.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't she get something for it or something?
I can't remember.
I believe it was Mia Yim.
Yeah.
What?
Couldn't believe it. Still in shock, honestly.
Yeah.
Trying to get over it.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, did they think people didn't think like it was her, or like, because the mask only covers her mouth, and that's really about it.
Very obvious.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to a match that still confuses me. Lana and Asuka versus Shayna and Nia Jax, in which...
Wait a minute, that's not your bad booking this week?
Nope.
Oh my god, I'm shocked.
In which Lana ends up pinning Shayna Baszler for the win. First of all...
Can it be my bad booking this week?
First of all, this tag team should not be losing right now, in general.
Sure.
Second of all, Lana should not be winning at all.
Ever, yeah.
I don't understand it. Why are they pushing Lana? What is the point? What's the end goal? This is like,
I don't know.
This is
I really don't know.
Feels like over again.
Okay, so you know how sometimes they put somebody over just a little bit, but they never actually win, and then they just like release the person.
Yeah.
They're not doing this with Lana anymore because she's actually still winning. Like she's still going. Yeah. So I thought this was a way to get Lana out of the company, but I guess not. So I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why they're trying to make a star out of this Lana character. There's a lot more people on the roster that you could put over that are better.
True.
And no offense to Lana, but I don't think I'm the only one saying that.
Yeah. Not gonna talk more about it. Just like there's not much to say. There's no reason to be doing this. Lana doesn't need the wins. Shayna and Nia don't need the losses.
Exactly.
All right. Next up, Xavier Woods had a one-on-one match with Cedric Alexander. Again, I would watch these people fight every week for the next 10 years. The only thing that was weird with this match was the ending. So Cedric Alexander ends up winning cleanly, which is fine. You know, you're still trying to make the Hurt Business look strong, which, I mean, at this point, you kind of feel like they should have some big wins, but they still don't, which is a little odd. But after the win, MVP and Shelton get in the ring and they go to congratulate Cedric on winning, and Cedric just storms out the ring mad. And it made zero sense because he had a smile on his face right before they entered the ring. I don't understand this segment. I don't understand why that happened.
I don't either. Like,
yeah.
Why? Like, this group is so strong. Why would Cedric Alexander even think of leaving it? Like, that's my questioning on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just a wait and see thing. We got to wait and see what they're doing. They might swerve us and do something that we didn't see coming. So take a deep breath and let's see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Cedric Alexander was really impressive in the match against Xavier Woods. Like, I know that, you know, Shelton Benjamin got pinned. I'm pretty sure he was pinned both times, right?
I think so, maybe.
And I don't when they just before Cedric Alexander and Xavier Woods fought, like he kind of had like a him moment where he was like, "Don't worry, I got this" moment.
I see. Okay.
And like he was like, "Don't worry, I'm better than, like I can do this for my team. I can lead this team, and I can be bigger and better than Shelton Benjamin can be."
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's trying to prove to himself, to MVP, to kind of being that guy. And I think Cedric Alexander might, might push for something if Bobby Lashley ever loses the U.S. Championship, which I don't see for a while. Yeah, I think they're gonna try to get those tag team belts. But I mean, if they tried twice and they still haven't got it, like, I don't know what you would do. Like, at some point, they're going to have to win it. Like, at some point, you're not just going to say, nah, New Day's going to win it every single time. Don't worry about it. I mean, they can do it that way, but it's just going to be boring. So, I mean, it's not going to be anything exciting.
I just don't understand why they would even think that Cedric Alexander should leave this group. It doesn't do any wonders for the group.
Mm-hmm.
The group is not going to be stronger if he leaves. And it doesn't do any wonders for Cedric Alexander's career if you take him out of the group right now. Like, he needs to be in that group. He's not ready to be a single star where he can fight for the U.S. belt. And it's not his fault. The belt's on Bobby Lashley. So
yeah,
you gotta keep him in this group. You just have to.
Yeah.
It's good for everyone in this scenario if he stays in the group.
One thing I've noticed is, like, since no longer feuding with Retribution, I feel like the Hurt Business doesn't have a clear direction of what they're doing or what they're going for.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So we got. That's why I think Bobby Lashley he should probably lose the U.S. belt right now.
Yeah.
And then you can have like this rift between the group. Then you can have the group like unite against someone again, and then go from there.
Yeah,
because
definitely,
it's kind of seems like they're driving the Hurt Business in the wall right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we'll see.
Yep, fair enough. Next up, we had a triple threat match. Winner becoming number one contender for Drew's title between Keith Lee, AJ Styles, and Matt Riddle. Really good match. Two main things I want to point out for this match is one, I thought Matt Riddle has seriously improved since last time I actually really watched him wrestle. He was really good at selling moves, and his top rope stuff was really good. He had good in-ring chemistry with Keith Lee. Probably because they were both NXT guys.
And they were working together a lot.
And
they were working.
Yeah.
They were in the War Games match together.
Yep.
When it was NXT against Raw and SmackDown, they were both on the same team. So I just think they know. I just think they know each other well.
The match was weird though. AJ Styles wasn't really part of the match until the end. They kind of took him out early, and then he just kind of came at the end and took the win.
It's all right.
Which
That's
is
all right,
fine, yeah.
Because AJ, he's the heel.
Yep.
So if AJ is going to be a heel, perfect. Because Drew McIntyre is the biggest baby face they have right now.
And what's his manager, bodyguard? What? I still don't know what they're trying to do with it. Are they just trying to make AJ Styles just more scary, or is it just because he's trying to help out?
Remember when Daniel Bryan had Rowan?
Yeah.
I feel like it's that, but it's with a guy that literally has not wrestled yet, and I haven't seen wrestle yet. So I'm kind of torn of want to see this guy wrestle, so it kind of makes sense that he's on TV.
I still think it should have been Dabba-Kato.
Oh my god! I'm happy AJ Styles came over. I think it made sense. Way to showcase. Excuse me, Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. Legitimizes them a little bit more, and you have the safe pick AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre. Give me some of that.
Yep. And that's about all I want to talk about for Raw. So we will move it on to NXT, which this week's NXT was pretty good.
War Games.
Yes, which I'm really excited for War Games. So NXT started off with a really interesting match, which was Damian Priest and Leon Ruff versus Legado del Fantasma.
More time?
Legado del Fantasma.
One more time, I didn't get it.
Legado del Fantasma. That would be Santos Escobar, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde. Santos Escobar being the Cruiserweight champion. So the match ended with Damian Priest getting ready to finish off the guy, and then Leon Ruff tagging himself in, doing a top rope move, and getting the pin.
Tag himself in?
He tagged himself in.
Okay.
I thought this was really cool. It was a power move from Leon Ruff. It sets up more for the triple threat match that's happening at War Games. Good on Leon Ruff. I just find it funny how he's the smallest guy in NXT by far. And he's their champion. Or he's a North American champion, I mean.
I just think it's a way to not necessarily just give him not necessarily give him a chance, but give him something to be happy about that he worked with that company for a little bit. And I think he could be a cruiserweight.
Yep.
He could be a cruiserweight wrestler. So might as well give him some kind of thing to look forward to if you're gonna give him a belt like that and make him work with guys like Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest.
And Legado del Fantasma.
How many times did you practice saying that in the mirror before the podcast?
None at all. Those were the first time I've ever said those words.
Jeez.
Yep. So yeah, that was that. Then there was also a match. Well, first of all, it's setting up the match for War Games between Team Shotzi Blackheart and Team Candice LeRae. which the teams have been announced, except for one person on Team Shotzi. So Team Shotzi right now.
I thought it was Io.
Was it actually announced, or because
I think it was Io was there.
Io came
I don't
out
know if
to
it was
help,
announced,
but I don't think she was announced for it.
Okay, but I would assume that it's Io because I don't think Io has a match. Right?
I would also assume it's Io. Which
so
right now it's Shotzi, Ember, and Rhea Ripley versus Candice LeRae, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. That's gonna be one hell of a match.
It's gonna be a hell of a match, but I'm interested to see who's gonna go over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also interested to see. Just curious. I'm not really interested to see. I'm curious that why is Shotzi captain?
You know what? I like it. I think it's fine, and like Shotzi's team has the same like aesthetic and vibe. There was like a picture of all three of them, and I looked at it, and I know I said it last week for Ember Moon, but I was like, damn, this team is Mad Max Fury Road. Like, that is the exact vibe I'm getting from them.
It's perfectly fine. Then I won't say anything more, and I agree with your point.
Yes, talking about these teams, as with the men's match last week, the women's also had a match to determine who would have advantage going into War Games. So it was Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel Gonzalez, in which Shotzi ended up winning the match so that her team has advantage in War Games. Pretty good match, although there was quite a bit of botches from Shotzi, I found. Hopefully we don't see those at War Games, because I know she can wrestle better than that.
She's in the business. She's there with a lot of people, so
yeah.
she'll have to show up, basically.
Definitely. So wasn't too much to talk about. There was also one other thing. There wasn't much that happened, but there was another Cameron Grimes and why can't I remember his name? The scary guy.
Dexter Lumis.
Yes, Dexter Lumis. They had another segment setting up for a strap match between them. I love this strap match, which I'm excited for. I love Dexter Lumis. His character is so creepy.
Yeah, I told you when I started, I was like, you gotta see this guy because it's so interesting. So, hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's NXT. When is War Games?
This weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's not. We don't have to do predictions for that. It's just going to be good shit. So let's just be happy we get to see it.
They also set up Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa for War Games as well.
It's going to be good.
Yep, definitely. I'm excited.
I feel like Timothy is just like forcing the rest of the roster to wrestle like he does. So shout out to him because he's bringing out more things from the other guys.
So yeah, that's it for NXT. Zach, time for AEW.
Oh my god! It's Sting!
It's Sting.
So, Sting is in AEW. First of all, what a guy to bring on your roster. Someone that's a lot older, that can still move as of 5 years ago. And the wow factor, like put him in the ring at the same time of Cody, of Darby Allin, who's basically Sting just in a new generation. And you bring in this icon and you don't even he's on a full contract. He's not just there for the appearance. He's going to be wrestling against all the AEW talent, which I am super excited for. It makes AEW a lot more exciting for everybody, and there's not one person that is upset by this. And if you are upset to see Sting in AEW, I don't know what to tell you. Stop watching wrestling because you don't know what you're talking about. Sting is he's going to force some of the guys to tone it down and just wrestle. Not necessarily do the high bumps, the high flips, the high stuff. The pile drivers and the Canadian destroyers and stuff like that. He's going to force them to wrestle his style, and it's going to bring out the best in a lot of those guys. So congratulations to AEW, who keeps signing these guys, and bring in Sting is phenomenal. And not just like for the ring, for the backstage like help. Like, this is a guy that's done everything, and you're going to literally bring him backstage, dude. The roster is going to be so much more happier with him there, just to talk to, just to be with. So good on AEW, because this is an amazing signing for them. And a lot of people were saying it might have happened like a month ago, but now that it's actually happened, I think that AEW is very legitimate and a lot more hype for sure on that company. I don't know if you guys have any feelings. Usually when we talk about AEW, I just go on, but holy smokes.
Yeah, so like the one thing with AEW I find is really interesting is like every time something big happens, you're always like, oh wow, this is the biggest they can get, and then the next week they'll fucking top it with something bigger.
Right.
Like they just got Sting. That's so big.
Yeah, definitely. AEW is definitely getting way up there, and it's definitely pretty much competing with WWE. And I fear that I feel like when Vince leaves the company, I feel like it will get a little bit better with the storylines and this and that, and maybe bringing up some superstars and kind of releasing some that don't need to be there. Which I don't really like to say that, because I don't really want anybody to be released. But it's like Triple H likes giving people opportunities, and Vince is kind of just like, I like having my superstars where they're at now. I don't really want to bring up anybody that much. Unless, I mean, Keith Lee, they brought up Matt Riddle. That was great. But has it, you've added a couple matches of what they're in, and they're kind of being in, they're done with their Survivor Series storyline. So now it's, what is the next step? Maybe, I know Matt Riddle probably will be taking on the Hurt Business, it looks like. Maybe Matt Riddle beats Bobby Lashley for the championship, which I doubt it. But, I mean, hey, it's a match. You put him in there. Keith Lee, I don't know what you would do with him next. Because after the match,
him as the leader of the Hurt Business.
Yeah. So it's like, I want them to do something with Keith Lee, because he's literally unbelievable wrestler, and he's just so good in the ring, and it's crazy. And I just want him to have, he doesn't have to have a belt, but I want him to be in top storylines, kind of like a Kevin Owens kind of thing.
Are we talking WWE right now? Are we talking AEW?
No, I was just like I'm saying, like, AEW does a better job at doing stuff that WWE should be doing. That's what I'm saying.
AEW is not necessarily concentrating on who to make big stars. AEW is concentrating on who would make the best feud, and who do the people want to work with.
I really want to see Moxley stare down Sting. Just that interaction would blow my mind.
Last night alone, Sting staring down Darby Allin was amazing. But anyways, there's something else big that happened, and it was really under the radar because of Sting. Well, not the match, but after part. So Moxley is no longer AEW World Champion. He lost the belt last night to Kenny Omega.
Holy shit.
Yes, Kenny Omega is now the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, if that wasn't big enough, Alex, and I know if you just said holy shit to that, wait till you hear this. So somebody shows up during the match, and I don't know who it is, but Moxley pushes him down, and then the microphone that Omega uses and hits Moxley in the face with the microphone, which actually caused Moxley to get start bleeding from his forehead. Omega hits 3 V triggers, and then he hits the One Wing Angel. 1, 2, 3, new world champion. Omega and this random guy run out of the arena. Okay? So they run right out of the arena, and while they're running, the interviewer asked, I thought this was going to be like we would like to have a talk or something with Omega because he just won the world championship. We'd like to interview him.
Mm-hmm.
The guy says you will have to wait till Tuesday Night Impact.
What?
So, Alex, I think we are having a brand crossover.
You're
wow.
At AEW and TNA
kidding.
Are going to work together. I think that the guy said Omega will speak on Tuesday night, and the interviewer said, but Dynamite is Wednesday night. And the guy said Tuesday Night Impact, and they left in the car with the championship. So, Alex,
did the guy have like a mask or something, or?
I'm gonna try to find the name of the guy, but you guys can just react to what I just told you.
Yeah, that would be sick. That would be sick. I mean, having two shows, and that's everybody's kind of like fantasy where you would love to see two brands or two shows kind of like come together to make kind of like one big storyline, and it would just be sick. Like I know if that happened with other brands, you know what I mean? Like if New Japan had something and just stuff like that would be really, really cool.
Isn't this just like a huge push for TNA? That also
there's that just for sure. Isn't it crazy though? Like this is two huge companies. Probably two of the top 5 companies we have right now. And they're going to be working together. Okay, so I found his name. His name is Don Callis, and he's apparently an executive vice president for Impact and an on-screen commentator as well. So, some kind of thing here. Is Kenny Omega going to be the leader of Impact all of a sudden? Is there going to be a huge pay-per-view where it's TNA versus AEW?
That'd be sick.
That would be amazing.
I think that would make a lot of people watch for sure, for damn sure. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. They have my attention. AEW has my attention. I think that's all we need to talk about for that because I don't know. The rest of the stuff was okay, but those two things were just too big to not be amazing.
Fair enough. In that case, we will move on to my bad booking segment.
I agree.
So
whatever you're gonna say.
Smackdown had a segment in which this kind of goes with bad booking of last episode, in which, or not last episode, the episode before, I think it was, but it's Baron Corbin came out and went up to Dom and was like, the name of Mysterio will only get you so far for so long, blah 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 blah, and started like trash talking his name and his heritage and stuff like that. But then instead of facing Dom, the match was Buddy Murphy versus Baron Corbin.
Because I think he said something to Buddy Murphy, and then but for some reason he just took it to hurt.
Doesn't this just feel like WWE is putting more emphasis on the Buddy Murphy storyline rather than the Dom aspect of it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
hands down.
They put a lot of time and effort into building this guy up, and then it's just kind of like, wait, we see a romance angle. That's much better.
Well, it is a WWE.
I just feel like it's lazy and it's taking away from everything that Dom has been built up for, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I'm still waiting to see what Dom's career is going to look like. Gotta wait. But oh god, like I don't know, man. We need to see something.
Yeah. So yeah, quick bad booking. Not much to say about it. I don't understand this storyline, where it's going and what it's doing and why they're doing it this way. I guess they're completely disregarding Dom out of it for no reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. You're bad booking, dude. Nothing to say here.
In that case, we will move on already to Patty's creative team corner.
Yes, sir.
Take it away.
Big E.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen him for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw him with Sami Zayn in Smackdown. He kind of had like a little little talk with him, saying, you know, that Sami Zayn would kind of just talking his smack and whatever, blah blah blah. So how would you book? I know I was just kind of saying that just to kind of clarify what just happened with Big E. How would you book Big E in SmackDown, since now he's not with the New Day? Would you try to put him in a championship match right away? Try to get him the Intercontinental Championship and you kind of push him to the moon? Or do you think this whole thing's kind of just gonna just bust in, and next year at the draft or whenever soon, Big E's just gonna get drafted by Raw and they'll team up again? What do you think?
I think
how would you book it?
Honestly, I think the New Day should never break up.
I know.
It's one of those touchy things where you see Big E as an Intercontinental Champion, yeah. And you see him as a World Champion, not sure. He can talk, he can wrestle, he can do all the stuff. Is he a champion? I'm not sure, man. I'm trying to make him be like the main guy, but I just don't see it. And to be fair, New Day is one of the best factions. I would even think about putting the New Day over the Shield. That's how big I think the New Day has impacted that division.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, when something's that good, why on earth would you leave it? Why on earth would you even break it up?
Oh, I don't know. It's
that's how I see it, anyways.
Okay,
I agree.
This is my take on it. I also agree that you shouldn't have broken them up. But if you're gonna make Big E do his own thing, you kind of have to give him, not necessarily motivation, but I guess a good reason for being able to go for a top tier title like Roman Reigns' title right now. He's a big guy, and I see him being able to have a match with Roman, but I don't think it would be credible for him to even have a chance of winning if there wasn't some kind of stake to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's no pressure for him to win, and if he loses big stake matches right now, it just doesn't really matter, so there's no point in giving it to him, which is sad. I think, I really want to see a Big E heel turn. That's what I want to see. I want to see a Big E heel turn, something completely change it up. I want him to just go on a rampage.
Didn't he already have a heel turn with The Miz? Was it The Miz?
It was with Dolph Ziggler.
It was with Dolph.
Or Dolph Ziggler, that's what it was.
But I want it to be more of him by himself, just tearing people apart.
I don't know if I could see that now that with the new
too many people like that on SmackDown. There's too many people like that already. There's not Sami Zayn. What was I gonna say? Forgot. There's Otis, obviously.
I wouldn't put Otis there.
I'm just saying though, there's so many big guys that have titles or are just in the company. So why separate him from the New Day? I will never get that, and just don't like it. Sorry, just cannot see it. And I can't see him be a world champion. Not right now.
I know what
he could prove me wrong and have this amazing, amazing promos against people, amazing stuff. How would you even put Big E as a heel? He's so lovable.
After the New Day, I don't think he could.
No, I definitely think you can. You just have to make him attack someone who's equally as liked, I guess.
I don't see it. I don't see somebody equally as liked as Big E.
I could see it working.
Surprised me before.
I could see it working in some kind of 5-on-5 match setting where he turns on his team, but I kind of see where you're coming from, I guess. I still think it's something that I would like to see, and I think it's character development that's needed. I don't know I can think of anything else that could shake him up enough for it to matter.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see on Big E again. I feel like I said that 4 times, but he's got to go back to the New Day. That group is stronger together.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but yeah, what I was gonna say is, I feel like the reason they split him up, it was more of a political statement from Vince with the whole Twitch stuff, because he doesn't like people streaming.
Oh my god, that's so stupid, man.
Yeah. Like, that's what I think it is. It's a political statement.
And with the whole, like, Zelina Vega thing, and...
That's a political statement.
I still can't believe that happened. Like, why on earth would you fire Zelina Vega? Like, she was really getting going. Like, she was... As a singles wrestler, like...
You literally had her feuding with the champion.
Exactly. Why? I'll never understand that one.
I guess she was making more money doing Twitch than she was in WWE, I guess.
I don't know if
yeah,
she was
so
making more
why
money,
should Vince care?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know she was making a significant amount with Twitch for sure, yeah.
Vince shouldn't care about that. Really should not.
That's none of his business.
But he does, apparently, and he lost a good female wrestler. Can go. She could literally walk in the door right now on AEW and be champion, and nobody would say anything. Anyways,
I'm gonna agree.
Oh, that was the episode of today for the Maritime Wrestletime podcast. We thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check out Draft Bash. I'm not sure, Alex, you got a little bit update maybe? I'm not sure if it's is it out?
It's not out. No, it's definitely not out. We're probably gonna have our own channel for that. I don't know if we're gonna have it on this channel or not. I haven't decided.
I think it should be its own channel.
Yeah. So we will be advertising that whenever it's out, whenever it's ready.
Yep, and look out for that.
Yes.
And don't forget to follow us on our various social medias. I do not have the book close to me, so I cannot say them, but Alex, can you put the links in the description, please?
As always, they will be in the description.
Perfect. Thank you. And we hope you have a good night. Thank you.